So Minecraft just released a new update that shows some dark secrets about ghast. You know, those mobs that you see when you first enter the nether and sound like this? Yeah, what we also find in the nether are these giant bones found in the Soul Sand Valley. Yeah, we now have confirmation that these bones belong to the mother ghast, because in the latest update, now what'll also be amongst the bones is a dried up baby ghast. And if you were to take this baby ghast up into the overworld and pour water on it, wait for some time, it'll happily spring back to life. Yeah, this is the first time we've ever seen a ghast actually be happy. The cheered up ghast will also allow the player and friends to freely ride on top of its head, which makes the update really exciting, but at the same time, it also confirms some chilling news about these strange mobs, because now we know when we hear those ghast crying in the nether, that's them literally trying to create water to survive. Yeah, not only that, they're trying to create tears for their child to also survive. Yeah, if you look at the ghast tier item, you literally use them to craft potions of regeneration, which means that these ghast tears were them fighting for their lives in the nether, and when the mom ends up dying, the child has nowhere else to go, so it just waits hopelessly. Yeah, like even in the Minecraft poster, you can literally see the ghast being happy to be out into the overworld, and not only that, one of the ghasts is even wearing a badge that says best mom, meaning that Mojang was plotting this for a while now. And what's even crazier is that these ghasts don't actually belong in the nether. In fact, they are trapped in there. But how do we know that? Well, there's a Minecraft achievement called Uneasy Alliance, and in the description it reads, rescue a ghast from the nether, bring it safely home to the overworld, and then kill it. But you see that bring it safely home, that's not just the player's home, that's the ghast's home as well. It's also why you'll now see the ghast being happy to be out into the overworld. And also, if you explored around Minecraft, you will sometimes see these large destroyed nether portals. Yeah, these large portals are how ghasts were able to be transferred over. But who built these portals? Well, those would be the ancient builders, the mysterious figures that created many of the structures you see all around Minecraft, until they mysteriously vanished. These ancient builders were the ones that were friends with these ghasts and flew them into the nether. But why? Why would the ghasts willingly go into the nether if it's too scorching hot for them that they literally have to cry to survive? Well, that's where we can look at Game Theory's video from 2 years ago, where it was discovered that the nether used to have water and ice. And I know it's crazy to think that the nether of all places would have ice and water, since if you even try to pour out water, it'll just evaporate. But we know there used to be ice and water because in the 2020 nether update, Mojang added in the basalt biome. And to make it in Minecraft, you'll need lava, soul soil, and blue ice, the coldest thing to exist in Minecraft. So at one point, ghasts were happily able to traverse across the nether where water and ice did exist, but then something would happen to cause the whole nether to become this lava-induced biome. Something very tragic. See, when the ancient builders first got into the nether, they became very greedy, constantly crafting, smelting, burning, and after many years, they would slowly start melting away the nether into now the biome that we all know. And not only that, but the ancient builders would even just simply vanish and leave the ghasts all by themselves. That is why when you, the player, first come along into the nether, the ghasts attack you because you are a reminder of the ancient builders that had once abandoned them. The baby ghasts, however, don't know that yet. They were too young to be taught to hate the ancient ones or the player, which is why these baby ghasts will be friendly to you. But now, who were these ancient builders? What exactly were they? Well, like I said, they're the ones that created the old abandoned structures that you sometimes come across in the overworld and even in the nether. Yeah, there's a strong theory that some of these ancient builders ended up becoming endermen. See, the endermen are very fascinating and interesting mobs. If you ever listen to one, you realize that they're actually able to talk to you. They're also the only other creatures aside from the player that can hold and place down blocks, meaning that they, like the players, can create. At least they used to. See, one of the abandoned structures the players are able to find is the stronghold, which is located deep underground. Here you'll notice the rooms are only 2 blocks high, while endermen are 3 blocks tall, meaning that at this point the ancient builders were still very much similar appearance to the player. But what's also in this stronghold is a broken portal to the end. The only way to repair that is by creating creating the Eye of Ender. And one of the key ingredients to creating the Eye of Ender is blaze powder, which can only be found in the Nether. You may notice that there are some Endermen that still roam around in the Nether, and upon completing the end portal, the ancient builders went inside and found themselves fighting against many dragons. And you can actually see this yourself, because in the end biomes, you can find end ships where oftentimes there will be a dragon head on the front of the ship, as well as elytra wings, meaning that these ancient builders were killing dragons to further create new weaponry. Yet what's also found in the end are end cities, and here you can find various wearable loot. But why? Why would the Endermen have this if they can't even wear it? Because again, they used to look like the players, but then something happened. See, what's also found in the Nether are these chorus trees, which are able to drop down chorus fruits, and upon eating these fruits, you're able to teleport up to 8 blocks in any direction. Yet, there's a running theory that these ancient builders actually ate this fruit as means to survive in the end, and they would slowly transform into what we all know as the Enderman. We can see in the diagram from the MOBS book that they have a similar anatomy to that of a player, but they're just now in this new tall form. They lost the ability to wield weapons, armor. In fact, they can barely even craft anymore. They also became extremely weak to water, as Endermen take damage in the rain or when literally touching any water blocks, as well as even losing their abilities to speak, only being able to replicate a few phrases to mimic that of the player, the last reminder of the ancient builders. But see, there's another sad mob, and that mob is the Minecraft witch. See, while the witch is typically hostile to the player, you'll notice that they aren't hostile towards any Minecraft villagers or even iron golems. Iron golems, on the other hand, will kill them on sight, but the witch doesn't even try to defend herself. She just accepts her fate. And this explains something extremely important about these Minecraft witches. They were once a villager themselves, but then something happened that made the witch become an outcast. See, we know witches were once villagers because in the rare moments that lightning strikes a villager, they literally turn into a witch. But there's more of a story here. See, we all know at night zombies come out and attack the villagers and transform them into zombies. This is a huge problem the villagers often face, with their only defense being an iron golem. And an iron golem is only able to defeat zombies, not actually cure them, but someone in the village is trying to work on a cure. Because typically found in a Minecraft village, you'll often see these church-like structures. This is where the cleric villager is located. And in this building, you'll see a potion stand where they're actively working on different remedies. But you see, trying to find a cure for zombies is too dangerous of an experiment to be held at the village itself, so the cleric villager would move to an isolated area in the snow biome. Now, in the snow biome, players can come across an igloo, and at first glance, there's nothing out of the ordinary, but then upon breaking the carpet, there's a chance you'll uncover a secret room. You could actually test this out in your own Minecraft game. This does actually exist, but going down the platform, you'll find both a villager and a zombified villager. This is where the cleric was trying to find the cure for zombies, because also located in this secret room is one golden apple inside a chest, and in the brewing stand is a splash potion of weakness, the two ingredients needed to unzombify a villager. Yeah, in case you didn't know this, you can actually cure a zombified villager by throwing a potion of weakness and then feeding them a golden apple, yet they're able to turn back into a normal villager. And this cleric villager was able to solve this and find a cure for these zombies. But when they tried to tell the other villagers, they were horrified, thinking that the cleric was actually turning them into zombies. They ended up shunning the cleric out of their village and went into a biome where no one would be able to find them, the swamps. And it was here that the cleric donned her new appearance as the witch. No one would bother the witch here, and she was perfectly allowed to work on new potions, all by herself. At least that is until the witch is met with the illagers, another group of outcasts, and the witch does end up working with them. We know this because during raids, you'll sometimes see the witch with them, and while the illagers and pillagers are attacking, the witch isn't actually attacking anyone. She's only giving potions to her comrades. Yet, this shows that the witch, while wanting revenge for the villagers isolating her, she doesn't actually want to harm her old friends. Because again, even with her being the only enemy left alive, she won't attack any villagers or even the iron golem. She'd rather the iron golem kill her than bring any harm to her old friends and family. And while I did talk about the Endermen being potential ancient builders, they aren't the only remnants of the ancient builders. See, they're actually scattered throughout the world of Minecraft. We know this because even while exploring the deep oceans of Minecraft, you'll sometimes come across ocean ruins, monuments, and even shipwrecks, all of which tell a tragic story about the ancient ones who all drowned. See, in the ocean monuments, there's a treasure room where you can find gold, but more importantly, you can find wet sponges, which is a tool in Minecraft that can absorb a ton of water. Now, why would an underwater civilization need these sponges in the first place? Well, that's because this place wasn't always underwater. See, what you also find in the ocean ruins are coal, wheat, and fishing rods, all various items that would be unusual to find underwater. The only answer to that would be that this place used to be a thriving civilization. This civilization was once again the ancient builders. Yet they built these monuments to worship the gods of this world. We know this because the ocean monument has a similar appearance of a real-life ziggurat, which were built many years ago to worship gods. Not only that, but in the palace you also find gold as an offering to these gods. And now these gods that the ancient builders were worshipping are the same ones seen in Minecraft Legends, a game that takes place many years before the player steps into the overworld. In this game, you're summoned by these gods, or as they're called in the game, hosts, to help stop an invasion in the overworld. But once you help these hosts, they kind of just leave forever and never come back to help out the overworld.
We're not needed here anymore.
It is time for a new adventure for us. There are endless worlds out there, waiting to be explored.
Yeah, this is also further confirmed with how this monument also has a similar appearance to the Well of Fate. See, the ancient builders were trying to call upon these hosts for help, but they never came. Instead, the ancient builders were forced to create ships and scout the overworld for another solution before the flood takes them. Yet, the ancient builders knew that a flood was coming. We know this because looking through the ships, you can find a map that leads to buried treasure. And one of these treasures leads to a secret item known as the Heart of the Sea. And with this, one can create a conduit, which grants anyone in water or rain night vision, the ability to breathe underwater, and increase speed in mining underwater. Yet this conduit is so powerful, it would allow anyone to live safely underwater. This is what the ancient builders were trying to look for before the flood came. But alas, the ancient ones were on their way to find it before their ships mysteriously sank, meaning that they were too late. And we know this because when we craft the conduit, we are granted this achievement, Mossstramen, which if you don't know what that is, in real life, it's a powerful whirlpool found in Norway. Essentially, Minecraft is hinting that a giant flood occurred and drowned all of civilization here. And in the ancient builders' desperations, they used all the sponges they had to hopefully absorb the water and survive, but it was not enough, and they all drowned, becoming these entities. There's a lot more dark hidden lore all across Minecraft. Credits to Game Theory and Retro Gaming Now for some of the insane research found. And if you want more, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.